It's my understanding that every time I come in here with you guys, that really what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to just give you some equipment as leaders to help you grow in your role as leaders, and especially leaders in our culture, but more importantly, leaders in the fact that let's start with this one, you know who you are. You know who you are. Now, you've got training in the Prince and Pauper stuff. You've got some identity as sons and daughters. You've grown in that. You've learned that in first year. You bring to this really what I want to share with you is some of the stuff that we would share with our staff here, that we would begin to unpack for our staff team to help prepare them to be effective leaders of folks just like you. And so what I want to do over the times that I get to come in here and share with you is give you really a lot of tools, paradigms, different ways of seeing things, ways of seeing yourself. Classically, what I'm going to do is help you learn ways to reduce your anxiety over who you are in that moment and who other people are in that moment with you. Because as a leader, if you can learn to manage your anxiety, if you can learn how to truly operate in your strengths, operate in your identity, and happen the way you were designed to happen, what begins to happen is people feel your genuine strength as a leader. We've all experienced people who were posers, people who were trying to be somebody they aren't because probably they had a leader who demanded that you be me or I don't have any value for you. You learn how to do what I do really well. You learn how to value and practice what I value and practice, or I will never empower you. And so you have to transform into some other thing to ever be empowered in that environment. And some of us grew up in families like that. Some of us grew up with parents that really couldn't shift into empowering you because of their own insecurities. And so I'm trying to form you into what I value. And, so we have sozos and we have all that other stuff to get all that off of us. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to repeat the same mistakes. So if you don't learn things about yourself that help you function genuinely as who you are in that moment, who you are with that team, if you don't learn how to do that, then it's difficult for you to extract the qualities that are different than you and allow people to do the same thing around you. So that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with a practice a tool that really helps us function more as a body. Like when Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, where he's describing to the Corinthians this incredible design of the human body that has all these different parts that get to be themselves, contributing to the function of the whole. And some parts don't even know about the other parts. And some parts never interact with the other parts. Like the toe and the eyeball should never meet, right? That should just never happen. And so there are parts that just have to be able to function completely as they were designed in the place and the situation that they've been given, and not ever have to be recognized and or validated, just simply empowered. And it's difficult for us to do that because if you're not like me, you scare me. If you value things other than me, you scare me. If you're not motivated by what motivates me, you're undermotivated. If you're not willing to die for what I would die for, you're not committed. See, it isn't too hard for me to project onto you from my strengths, my values, my temperament. And so if I think the world should work a certain way, anybody worth keeping thinks the same way I do. And it's so difficult to validate and empower people that you don't really understand. I don't really get you. I don't really know why that's important to you. I don't think we need nearly as much of that stuff as you think we need. So I'm going to cut your dose in half. And I'm going to give you the other half with what I think is important. And you're going to have to get over it because I'm the leader. When we think like that, we dissolve the effectiveness of our team. We dissolve the cohesion of our team or our environment. We jack up the anxiety between us. We send a clear message to the people around us that I don't know how to do you. I really don't know what part of this team that you play. And so let's start by taking a look at temperaments. Now, how many of you have ever heard of DISC and or done the DISC stuff? Okay, so good third of you anyway. This is a review for some of you, maybe brand new for others, but there's some online DISC, free online DISC stuff. I would recommend that you at least do that. I think it's like 25 questions, but it's worth what you paid for it. All right? The more you really want to unpack this and put it to work in you, the more it's going to cost. And a decent one costs about $40. So it's not, terrible, but it is, I know who I'm talking to here. Take up an offering with your roommates or something. Take rent out of it and then spend the rest of it. The DISC is it's just a 4-quadrant temperament analysis. And it simply is there to predict behaviors about certain temperaments. That it is likely that I will see certain temperament or certain behaviors from this temperament. If you're a D, a dominant, there's certain things that you will just behave consistently. If you're an I, an influencer, there's just certain things that are consistent about the way that you live and respond. If you're a steadfast, an S, I can predict that. A C, I pretty much. If I can learn this stuff about myself and about other people and the blends, there's also these blends of these things, then what I begin to realize is this. We are uniquely, individually, parts of a larger whole. And that all of us bring a valuable contribution and component to whatever team that we have built. You are not going to get away from this stuff when you work with people. How many of you expect to work with people sometime in your life? Yeah. See, looky there. See, it's pretty universal. See, this is good stuff here. This is good stuff. So let's take the D, the dominant. The dominant is about 10% of the population is a dominant. And that's about all we can handle. Now, 10% meaning high D, right? High D. There's only D, like that's all you got, is like 2%, and you'll recognize them when you run into one. Actually, you'll recognize them when they run into you, and keep on going. The dominant is just as it suggests, but it's also what you're going to find in most world-class leaders. Most world-class leaders, top of the food chain, presidents, prime ministers, CEOs, NFL coaches, admirals, generals, they're going to have a fair amount of D in their temperament. And we need them. They're super valuable. Super. I mean, if you're going to build a winning team, you want Ds on your team. These are born leaders. They come out of the womb looking for somebody to salute them. They are ready to go. They are ready-made leaders. They come out of the womb. You'll notice them in a family. You'll notice, oh my gosh, here, that's a D right there. Look at that D running around. Look at there. That child is going to run the planet. They're not hard to tell. They're, okay, we got this thing we need to do. Do we have any volunteers? I need somebody to head this up. Yeah. I'll do it. I don't want anybody else doing it. The D enters the room. The D begins to look around like, okay, who's in charge in here? You? You're in charge. Because immediately what's happening is the D is now deciding who would do this better. You or me? That's right on the surface for the D. They're also going to leave a mark on the generation that they live in. The earth is going to know that I was here. They are in a continual internal process of, okay, what's the highest anybody's ever climbed that pole right there? That mark there, right there? What's that name say? Okay, all right. You guys are going to just have to forget about him because I'm going higher. I'm going higher than they went. That line, I'm going to put it way up there. Yeah. I'm going to leave it up there. How long's it been since somebody won 6 NBA championships? Huh? How long's it been? Yeah. How long did it take to beat Babe Ruth's record? You know, there's these people, they're going to leave their mark on the world that they visited. And it's inside of them. They are looking for ways to happen. They need a point, they need significance in their life. They're also people that need to know their realm and sphere of authority. If you have a D on your team, you have to draw lines. This is where your authority stops, right here. This is another country. If you just go like, okay, I don't care, just go, well, just, take up, just, I don't know, what do you mean, where do you want me to, you just stop? I don't know, well, they're going to take over the world if you don't put a line there. And if there were other people that were in charge of those other areas, but it wasn't real clear, the D will be the one who people are saying, hey, they're in my world. Hey, hey. Like, oh, they didn't see you working hard enough. They didn't see you productive enough. They could see that your world was waiting to be taken over. I'm sorry, let me draw a line for them. Come here. Okay. This is your line right here, okay? They're like, okay, that's all I needed to know. I just needed to know what I had the authority to run in, because I'm going to run in the whole thing. I'm going to. Now, these people commonly are misunderstood as, insensitive or uncaring or whatever. No. Stop. Those are the S's that think that. And the C's think that. But other D's go, totally, dude, I'd do the same thing. Yeah. Can't believe they made that fence out of wood. You want to keep me out of there? Make it out of concrete. This is just in the nature, in the temperament of a D. Because the D is playing to win. If we're not going to win, what are we doing here already, okay? What do we do? Why are we even playing this game? You guys want to win or not? If you don't want to win, I don't even want to be on this team. And the leader, the D leader is like, if you don't want to win, you're not on this team. You know, that's the conversations you're having. You're like, oh my gosh, all I care about is winning. That's not all they care about, but it's way up there. It's way up there. It's not if we win or lose. Winning's not everything. Totally is. It totally is. That you have to understand that this is who's on your team or who's leading the team. This is what's so important in the life of a D, in the temperament of a D, that we're going to win. So if you don't care if we win, yeah, your Ds are like, oh no, we're not doing that. So if you don't want to win, I'm not sure why you're the leader. See, these are things that come to the surface when you don't understand what's going on inside that person. And you go, evil, evil, evil. There's something wrong with that person. No. You want Churchill and Roosevelt and Patton and Bradley and Eisenhower. You want them to want to win. You want them to want to win. Yeah. You don't want I don't care. Well, you take that part of Europe and Russia, and what else are you going to take? Okay, well, just stay away from us. No. That's all the D's quit right there. All right, whoops. Influencer. Let's talk about the eyes real quick. The eyes, the high eyes. Again, total I, total D, total S, total C. Those are like 2% of the category. Most of them are all blended out. But the high I, that's what I'm going to talk about. The high I. The high I is the give me that microphone for a minute. Hey, how you doing? How you guys doing? Totally. Hey. I got this crazy thing that happened to me. I just totally got to tell you about it. It's like so awesome. It's so amazing. Like totally. I mean, you're going to love this. You're so going to love this. I'm trying to talk about. See, high eyes have a need to communicate. They have a message to share. There's something inside that's got to get out. If you have a friend who's a high eye or you're one, you're going, oh, totally, right now. You're thinking about him right now. You're like, totally. They are the life of the party. They come into a room this big, and as they come in the door, they go, what's your name? On the end, David. From the door, they go, David, hey! And the whole room goes. They're like, hey, everybody. Everybody's looking at me now. Hey. Hi, you guys. Hey, how's it going? Hey. I'm in the building. They have the ability to turn all eyes to them. They just have this magnetic, magnanimous, charismaticness about them. For the most part, they're verbal people. They're verbal processors. They're like, oh, here comes another thought. Here it comes. It's coming out of my mouth. They're just talking. Hey. Whoa, hey. Words are just coming out. They'll talk for 15 minutes and they go, totally, I don't believe any of that, what I just said. They're just thinking. There's just thoughts coming around. It's just, and like, oh my gosh, you're just going to show me your whole thought life right here. That's it. That's your high eyes. They are your idea people. They are lightning fast with their thoughts. Boom, 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 boom. You want your high eyes at the dream table. We're going to come up with an idea what to do next. We're going to innovate. You better have your eyes in that room. Because these are the people that will help you just think of new ideas. And they also can just process at the speed of light. And then the words just start coming out. Like, oh my gosh, here they come. Here comes the words. Oh, I'm having some more thoughts. Like, here. I brought some socks for you. Put that in your mouth. Okay, the rest of us can't think while you're talking. There just has to be some understanding. They have to understand that I have to be able to set limits with your mouth. You're having all these crazy thoughts, and if they're trying to hold themselves, they're going, oh, that's a great, yeah, totally. And you say, did you hear what I said? And they go, mm-mm. All I could hear was me. Because they're having a hard time, one of the hard times they have is listening. Because there's so many thoughts going on inside that head of theirs. And they don't like a lot of structure. They don't like a lot of, like boxes. Don't box me in. Don't, like calendars and, appointments and start times and stuff like that. It's just you say, well, it has to be like this. This is how it has to be. It doesn't really have to be that way. I read an article one time that said that it doesn't have to be like that. Actually, in Iceland, they don't do it like that. They don't do it like that at all in Iceland. Because they're aware of how much freedom there is in any environment. And they're going to seek it. They're going to create it. They're looking for that. And it's awesome, and it's an awesome problem all at the same time. And we have to be able to, confront it and facilitate it as leaders. We have to be able to manage it in ourselves and release it all at the same time. So we have to understand that the D and the I are built a certain way, wired a certain way. Then we have the S. The S is the steadfast. The steadfast people are the servants and the faithful servants of the world. They are consistent. They are just loyal. They are the most wonderful friends in the world and the most helpful people that you can ever meet. And the planet is made up mostly of S's. Mostly of S's. Most people, the majority of people have some degree, some noticeable degree of S in them. And so you will see that the world, the work world, the church world, just labor involved, the S's will show up. They're the one that they are so faithful and loyal. They're the ones that you can call at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. Oh man, I got my car stuck. I was four-wheeling. I just walked out to a phone. Dude, are you sleeping? And they'll say, no, man, no, I'm good, no. What do you need? Oh, dude, I need somebody to bring 100 gallons of gas and a helicopter. All right, anything else? Oh, you got a sandwich? You got it. You want mustard? The S just has a desire to serve. And they are loyal. I will be there for you kind of person. They love everybody getting along. Can't we just all get along? Does there have to be a reason that there's a winner and a loser? And the D says, heck yes. But the S is like, I don't care if we win. I just care that we love each other. The S is sometimes to a fault going to give away too much just to keep the peace. But a real strength that an S will bring to your team is they will fight for peace. They will fight for peace. They will fight to create a system within the group that protects us and our relationships with one another. Laid back, easy going, easy to get along with, low maintenance. Like the high I is a Ferrari. A Ferrari, You drive them to the store and back and you have to tune them up. They just require some tweaking and some buffing and stuff. But the S is like the old 1950 military Jeep. Put some gas in it, maybe some oil, ever. They're just consistently going to show up. They're just low maintenance folks. And true to their peace-loving ways, they're going to avoid conflicts, which means sometimes they are not going to deal with stuff they need to deal with, just because there's probably a more peaceable way to work this out. And the D says, yeah, like, kill him. I'll never have to deal with that problem again. And the S is like, you know what? I would just rather cut off my leg than cause a problem. All right. And then we have the C's, conscientious. Conscientious people. Super conscientious, spialidocious. They are the information hounds. They are the ones who they think the internet is heaven. Because the high C they are just gathering information. They are just loading up on information. Study, grabs more information. You know Charlie Harper? Charlie Harper is one of our senior managers here. Charlie Harper has he has a file cabinet with all the owner's manuals of anything he's ever purchased, from a blender to a Suburban. It's all alphabetically arranged, and every one of those owner's manuals have been read and highlighted. Oh yeah. Charlie Harper's the information hound, and detail-oriented kind of guy. We're looking for the details. You know, the devil's in the details, and we're going to find him, and we're going to kill him. We're going to get rid of mistakes, because high C personalities got to get it right. The worst thing in the world ever is to be wrong. Not on my watch. Not going to let it happen. More research. More information. Comb through it again. Analytical. Once we get the information and the details, we're going to spread them out, organize them, analyze them, and try to predict the future. Groundhog Day. You ever see the movie Groundhog Day? That is a high C's perfect world. Oh yeah, we just get to keep on waking up doing the same day until we get it perfect. Oh yeah, ironed out all the mistakes. Finally, perfect day. Worked out all the kinks. How could it get any better than that? Conscientious folks are the opposite of the high C, or the high I. The high I is thoughts are coming out of their mouth as they're having words are coming out of their mouth as thoughts are coming. Here they go. Oh my gosh, I wish I could take all that back. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have said it like that. But you kind of know what I meant. And the high C is like, all right, so what do you think about what we just talked about? Could you get back to me like on Tuesday? I just really need to just mull over this, pray through it. I need to Google a bunch of things that you said. It just, like, whoa. I wouldn't dare let anything come out until it is right. The only thing that comes out of my mouth is correct. If you ever find yourself in an argument with a high C, just shut up because you're wrong. Just stop, walk away, apologize and walk away. These people know what they're talking about. And they are, they don't do anything fast. They don't do anything fast. And so when you're dealing with a high C on your team, they feel like that big boulder in the middle of your creek. You're like, hey, didn't we give you enough information? No, we can't really change course at this point. We've been doing this for 5,000 years. It's going to take an absolute transformational experience, God himself and all the angels, to convince me to abandon the plan that is right. And it's right because of the data. You know, when you're trying to get your high C to go, hey, I had a dream, we're going this way. Your high C is like, did you say something? Because there's just nothing in them that can go, oh! They don't do that. They're just like, oh, we don't do that. Mature, reasonable people don't ever act like that. So when you got a high C on a team with a high I, oh yeah. Oh yeah, this can create a little tension. Little tension. So you have high C's in a revival culture. They're like, I think I'll work in the sound booth. There's a wall around me, and that dial stayed right where I put it. And put a sign on here, do not touch, ever. Steve DeSilva gets the award for the most amazing staff member on our team. Steve DeSilva is our CPA. He's the guy who manages all the columns and all the data and all the analysis in an apostolic and prophetic environment. But he has no hair. There's no hair. He pulled them out one at a time and put them in a pile, in a jar, on a shelf. Now, something I want you to understand and see here across the top, focus of interest. What is it that drives these temperaments? Now, on the left is D and C, on the right is I and S. On the left, I want you to see, on the left, I want you to understand that D's and C's are task-oriented temperaments. So especially if you have somebody who has a lot of DC in them, that is their temperament. These are the people you want in charge of stuff, things, projects. Like, okay, get her done. This is your get her done people. Like, all right, get her done. Okay, now go accomplish these tasks in this schedule according to this list. Those are your DC people. And then you got your IS people. There we go. You got your IS people. They're the relational people. They're the people. They're the party people. They're let's get the people together and have some fun with them and then love on them, you know. And that's the. So you don't want to put the DCs in charge of the people, or put the I's and C's in charge of the stuff. Like, hey, where's the calendar? Oh, the I says, well, we were doing paper airplanes and we're trying to land them by that can. I got 2 in the can. And the S says, I let him win. If you got the D's and C's in charge of the people, like, how come all these people are all lined up? In alphabetical order. Who did that? Well, we thought it would be fun. Rate of pace. How quickly do these things happen? The D's and the I's, bing! The D's and the I's are ready, fire, aim. Ready, fire, aim. D's and I's are professional apologizers. I'm sorry. I'm totally sorry. Yeah, dang. Didn't know that was happening. I didn't know that was going to happen. We're sorry. We're sorry. Okay, down to the left. Next one, down to the left. Oops. Sorry. Sorry. You have D's and I's, and they just apologize a lot. But that's okay. They're okay with that because we're going to keep moving. And then your S's and your C's are kind of slow. They're kind of slower. They, like the C needs more information. And the S needs to make sure that nobody's going to get hurt. Well, is anybody going to get hurt? Is anybody going to be offended? Are we going to leave anybody behind? Does everybody know about this? Is everybody okay with this? Is it all right? Do we communicate? Can't leave anybody behind. And the C is like, let me run those numbers one more time, make sure we got everybody. The rate of pace is very different for the temperaments. You have to understand that people are wired to move at different paces. And when your team is all comprised of different paces, your need for speed causes anxiety in my need for consideration. And your need for consideration and slow movement drives me nuts. And so anxiety is created in these differences. Predictability. We got the D's and C's on one side again. We got the I's and the S's on the other side. D's and C's thrive on certainty. We have certainty about what it is that we're doing. We have researched, we have studied, we have experience at work for us, we have knowledge, we have certainty. I need to know that what we're about to do is going to work or is safe. I need to know. The I's and the S's are a little more turned on by mystery. Like, I don't really need to know. Isn't that kind of the adventure of it all? Like, we don't really know. I mean, what fun would it be to know everything all the time? And the C says, that would be heaven. To know everything. Certainty and uncertainty are two qualities that, again, are going to appeal to different temperaments in your teams. So understanding this, when you find somebody who is upset about what it is that we're about to do, well, you need to know, am I talking to a D who's upset about what we're about to do? Because they want to know a few things that are maybe a little different. Like, they want to know, what are the threats going in there? What could hurt us if we go in there? What could we lose if we go in there? Are we going to lose? Are we going to win or are we going to lose when we go in there? Because I want the highest possible ingredients working together that is a winning idea. So I'm not convinced yet that we're going to win. And the C is back there going, Google. I got to Google this again. I don't feel secure going into that decision. I need security. The I's and the S's, the I is like, I don't care. I love the idea. I just love the idea that we would even attempt something like this at all, ever. Launch me into space. I'll let you know what happens. And the S's are more like, I don't care. What do you want? I'll adapt. I'll figure it out. I'm fine. I'm cool. Don't worry about me. Let's just, whatever you want to do, let's go with that. All right? Now, as you go around the horn here, you're going to see different qualities or different adjectives here that describe the movement and the words that would actually describe a combo of a D and an I would be, these are your action people. Your I people are very enthusiastic. They're very contagious with what's inside of them. As we come around in IS, these are the collaborators in the world. These are the people they're people, relationship-oriented. Their strength is relationship. They're going to get teams to work together. They're going to get groups of people to work together. As you come around the corner, the S's are the most faithful, supportive, behind-the-scenes workers, just make you look like a genius with their strength and their energy. The C and the S, they are stable. They are predictable. They are constant. They are just going to be there for you. As you come around the corner and you got a high C, the word accuracy is really going to describe who you're dealing with here. You got a high C, you can count. You want your brain surgeon to be a high C. You know? You want your tax accountant to be a high C. Let's get this right here, shall we? As you come up the horn, if you got a CD, that line there, this is a person who loves a challenge. They thrive on overcoming obstacles. They love a good challenge. I bet you I can beat this thing. I bet you I can figure this out. And the D is results. I want results. Let's keep moving. Let's keep trying. Let's keep throwing whatever we have to at this, but we have to accomplish this thing we set out to accomplish. And this is what you can notice about the folks that are on your team and who are on your team. Now, what I want you to see here is that when we talk about maturity, about you as a leader or you as an individual, really, it's not that you're dominant really well, you're influencer really well, your S or your C really well. That's not maturity. That would be actually imbalance or immaturity. What you need to be able to do is you need to be able to function in whatever the moment of the situation requires. Can you bring the D to the moment that requires that we accomplish something right now, that we get the results? Can you bring the I? Can you actually bring the passion and the enthusiasm to the moment? Can you bring the support that's needed for your team as an S? Can you get it accurate? Can you get it right? Can you comb through the details? Can you value that? That's maturity, is that you can move around in all that. And when we see the life of Jesus, that's exactly who we see. We see the Lion of the tribe of Judah. We see the Spirit. We see the Good Shepherd. We see the law. We see Jesus as the one who can function completely in the moment as it's required. This would be why it's so important that you figure out who you are as you're happening as a leader. What are the strengths? I'll have to come back to some of this because there's more to unpack here, and I'll just pick up on it next time I come. But there are motivators, there are strengths that you have, and then there are places of anxiety or weakness for each one of these temperaments. You have to understand that because you managing your anxiety as a leader helps your team function at its peak. If you don't manage your own anxiety, you create anxiety, and people are at their worst when they're stressed out and anxious. People are at their best when their anxiety is low and when their experience of freedom and love is at its peak. And so as a leader, you learning how to manage your own freedom and love draws out the involvement, the value, the acceptance, the empowering of people who are different than you. Like a conductor of an orchestra. I have to know that just because I was a drummer before I was a conductor doesn't mean that I have an orchestra of drums. I just love the drums, so that's all we have. And we have a triangle. That's my variety. That's me breaking out. I think I can lead a triangle over there, But those horn guys drive me nuts, and the strings are a bunch of babies. Like, well, you don't have an orchestra. You just have different ways to thump. That's all you have. You're one-dimensional. But when you can actually lead other instruments that you don't necessarily understand or play, you just know where they function. What you begin to draw to the surface is the very best that can be accomplished under your leadership with this group of people. In Jesus' name, amen.